What's up, guys? It is Saturday, June 10th, 5:54 p.m. And this is a crypto market massacre. Jeez, definitely not the day or the past 24 hours to get some extra sleep. I thought I was in the clear, wake up around 4 p.m. to this madness. So we're going to dive into it. What's going on right now? We're seeing a lot of blood in the streets, but with blood in the streets comes opportunity. So this video is going to cover some of the things we've been talking about. We've been identifying this key date range for the past weeks, June 9th to June 12th, and kind of go over where we're at right now and what I think could pan out this coming week here, and covering some altcoin charts, Bitcoin, XLM, XRP, taking a look at BNB, seeing if it's time to short that, and then looking at Flare and XLM as well too, and kind of just some thoughts going forward as far as the crypto market and some psychology stuff and mindset stuff to really calm some nerves. Because right now it's scary. Like we've been saying for the past week, it's scary times because at bottoms, usually you'll see a lot of scary news coming out. And is the sky falling? And is crypto's about to be banned? This, that, and the other thing. And in this video, we're going to cover all that. So if you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, leave a like, let us know any questions that you guys have as far as any specific things, and we'll cover it. We'll cover it in another video. But yeah, I got some good sleep, 24 hours, been sleeping, it feels like. So I'm well caught up and ready to get back in the front lines, get the war boots on and really navigate this market and where it's at the moment. Because like I said, there's some opportunity here, and blood in the streets, there's opportunity. So let's dive into it. So first off, 2 weeks ago, we were saying eyes on June 12th, altcoin summer, crypto boom incoming. And we were talking about crypto volatility incoming June 9th to June 12th, 9 days ago. We've been saying June 9th to June 12th, even 4 days ago. And what we were covering in each of these videos was that pattern playing out, because I always say that these patterns repeat themselves. And I've developed a fine kind of specialty of being able to read the future by reading backwards in a sense. And what we've been covering was this. We've been covering this pattern of using December 12th as an anchor. And it's crazy because waking up to see Filecoin down a ton and just like coins down a ton reminded me of December 12th. And all of a sudden, and it was random too, seeing coins like Filecoin just down randomly like 40%. So we grabbed this point as the anchor and we dragged this back. We dragged this back in time to then predict the future as far as key timeframes where moves can happen. So now I'm going to flip this and we're going to drag it back to that anchor. And this is not out of the realms of what we're expecting, guys, like to a T as far as these moves happening. So this could be the bottom, or we could have one more. It could be off, give or take 1 week, because dragging it from the anchor, we didn't pump up until a week later in this case. So right here, we pumped up, but then it wasn't until a little bit later on, like 1 week later, that this pumped up right here. So could this be already the drop that we're expecting, or do we have one more drop to start off next week and then we pump up? We'll have to see how that goes, but definitely the altcoins have already taken that dump. Bitcoin has maintained around 25,780. It's maintained above that key level that we've been saying. Also, too, we've been pointing out what happens on the left happens on the right, that it was likely Bitcoin needed to come test this wick right here, and we've now finally tested that wick. So given out where we're at, right, we drag this up, and we're following that fractal to a T, and this is the fractal, what happens on the left, what happens on the right. So it was saying that the week of June 9th to June 12th, or that time zone, we're supposed to see some volatility. That's why back 2 weeks ago, we were saying June 12th, we were saying June 9th to June 12th, 9 days ago, and we were saying June 9th to June 12th and keep banging that drum 4 days ago. And we were covering those things in the video. So about 2 weeks ago, altcoin summer, right? I believe what we just saw is the beginning of altcoin summer in the sense of a washout, incredible buying opportunity. Like this is a buying opportunity where millionaires are made. Millionaires are made during these times in the next big bull run. Because right now, looking at the total 3 chart, the altcoins, so it's the crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, we just came down to test the 786 of the macro moves. So this low that we set in December 2022 to the high, that double top, basically April, we came down to the macro 786. And you can see by grabbing that low to this high, 786 sitting right here. But also this coincides with the medium and micro fib extensions on a breakdown, because we had this low to this high, right? This low to that high that we wanted to see hold. And we broke down from that point. And that's where the 2618 breakdown extension is, in conjunction with the macro 786. But then we had an even kind of smaller micro 786. So we had this low to that high, which then brought us down to, so we had this one. So this low to that high, we broke that, came down to the 4236 breakdown extension. So we had low to high. Actually, this was a 2618 for the medium, the yellow. And then we had the 4236 breakdown extension from this low to this high. So that micro move, 4236 extension, we tapped. Then we had the medium move from this low to this high, 4236 extension tap, 2618 extension tap. And then we had this low to this high, macro extension, macro retracement to the 786. And right now we're in that fib zone, that hot zone, and we're holding it as support so far. We could chalk this up to be a double bottom. And this reminds me a lot of like the COVID capitulation here, where it finally looks like we're ready to go and rattle. And then bang, one more time, we have that capitulation moment to double bottom, right? Looking at back here, in this example, we came and double tapped the bottom, went lower than this point back here. Seems like we did a double bottom. We have that wick coming right down to there. And let's see if we have any bullish divergence or anything like that. So far, no bullish divergence. But as far as looking at the RSI in comparison to this level to other levels where we found bottoms at, we could drag that right there. We could look at this, June 12th, 2022, bottom for the RSI, right? That's where the RSI was, and we bottomed. That was the capitulation moment, bear market bottom. Right here, it was the Luna sell-off. We had a local bottom. We popped up, one last kind of down. Then if we go all the way back to here, the COVID crash, RSI was at this level. So right to here, that was the COVID crash, March 13th. Right to here, that was December 2019, which was this local bottom. Then we went up. And then back here in 2018 bear market capitulation, right here, that's where we went to as well, right here. So as far as like a bottom being in, there's definitely the case for it. I do not think that we would ultimately keep, going down to these levels down here. If that's the case, then most of these altcoins that have no purpose are going to disappear. Whereas a lot of the altcoins with a purpose will start to soak up that money. So that's why it's so important to evaluate your current holdings, and do they have utility? Are they here for the long run? Right? Because being in those coins during this time will save you a whole lot of headache and a whole lot of stress, knowing that, hey, this potentially could not last if there was regulation or if there was a huge market-wide sell-off, right? So those coins that don't have any purpose utility usually will be slaughtered, whereas the ones with utility and with kind of that have been around for a while will make their way through. So let's see. So we have this double bottom right now. We have the 12-hour prepare to buy soon right now as we speak. And I had turned off the show warning signals on the Stargate indicator on here. So these are kind of the signals that flash all the parameters. When the warning signals are on, maybe three out of four parameters get hit, and you'll notice there's way more signals. Whereas when the show warning signals are off, all the parameters line up. That means all the stars lined up. So right now we're flashing a 12-hour prepare to buy soon. And the last time we flashed a 12-hour prepare to buy soon on the altcoins was around the March 10th to March 13th timeframe. And that was our local bottom. And that was what we've been saying, our black swan scary moment on the weekend, mind you. And then all of a sudden there was a golden swan to save the day, and we rallied up from that point and bottomed from there. So we're tracking the 90-day cycles, and this was 90 days, right? For the total, for the altcoin market cap, 90 days prepare to buy soon. We just got another one. Then the dollar as well too, 90-day cycle. Let's throw that up. So from this point, March 10th, March 13th, where it was that scary moment of kind of the in-between with the dollar. Is it going to keep rallying up, or are we going to kind of tank with the dollar? And then the bank crisis happened at that time. It was March 10th where we had the whole debacle happen. And then on Sunday, March 12th, we saw the dollar actually roll over, and we started to bottom in the total 3, and we went up. We bottomed in Bitcoin. We went up. So I would expect something to be announced in the next 24 to 48 hours, or next week, early in the week, as far as something that's going to be a catalyst to roll over the dollar, to have Bitcoin shoot up, and to have the altcoins shoot up as well too and recover. It's everything that we were saying as far as Black Swan turned Golden Swan, as far as this time date of June 9th to June 12th, right over here for weeks now. And we're in the midst of it as we speak. So it shouldn't be alarmed as far as everything happening right now. It does suck to wake up to see a whole bunch of red, right? It does suck to see that. But if you can just make it through these times, that's what makes people millionaires, man. Like, it's not easy to become a millionaire and to withstand through this market, right? That's why a lot of people come and go in it. But in due time, all it takes is having the holdings and maintaining all the way through and having patience, and you can make a whole lot of money. If you're panic selling or you're panic buying, it's not going to be fun. So right now, where we're at, I'm expecting the dollar to still roll over. We may have one kind of shoot up for a last 786 tap, but then ultimately roll back down. We're at the moment on the 12-hour chart for the TSI. It needs to roll down through this zero line, because the last time it rolled down through that zero line was Monday, March 13th. So 90-day cycles here, right? We're at the 90-day mark for the dollar supposedly supposed to roll over. Then we're at the 90-day mark for the total for the altcoin market, because we have the 90 days from that, prepare to buy soon, 12-hour buy now, to where we're at right now. And then we have Bitcoin as well, 90 days since the March capitulation on this trend line, scary moment, 90 days here as well too. So we have a lot of things lining up. We have time cycles lining up. We have fractal patterns lining up. We have narratives lining up as far as everything with the SC just throwing darts at the board right now, labeling everything as security. But ultimately, we have a lot of things to look forward to as far as next week, as far as the SC kind of being put in their place, and for all of this to be thrown out the window as far as all this negative enforcement action. So where we're at right now for the dollar, you know the drill on that. But for Bitcoin, like, we're at that time zone now where we had our anchor here. We had it flipped like this. So here to here, right? And we flipped it around and we dragged it to that same anchor point. And yeah, we're at that moment as far as we should see a recovery and then kind of a grind back up to the levels that we're supposed to be expecting, back above 30K, and then making our way up to the high 30s. So where we're at for Bitcoin right now on the 1 week chart, and let me now hide this fractal pattern as far as, yeah, like this is the time zone, but let me actually show you the trend line, because we're right on that trend line. So we're right on that trend line of when we started back here in January 2023, and then March 2023, and now June of 2023. And that's lining up back with kind of what happened back here as far as the same similar fractal pattern as well too. Capitulation moment. You know, we had our capitulation moment. This was our FTX Black Swan crash. This was our COVID Black Swan crash. We bottomed there, went up, we did higher highs, higher lows, then we went up, and then we kind of traveled down in this channel like this, like that, but still maintaining the upwards trend like this. We can even drag it a little closer like that, right? And then all of a sudden we pressed on up. So where we're at right now is we want to see on the weekly chart, because right now we're on the weekly. If I throw up the bonus indicator with the EMA ribbon and the golden crosses and death crosses, we're holding the EMA ribbon right now and the 200 moving average on the weekly, which is at 25.2K. So Bitcoin could fall to 25.2K. As long as we hold above it, it's all good. If we close a candle body close below it, if that happens, then it's likely will come down, and the worst case scenario will come down to the 50 moving average, the green right here, and we'll hold that support, which is around 22.283. That's where I would expect us to go to if we broke this level at 25.2. Right now, though, it does seem like we're holding it. We also have this trend line coming down like this, like we've been talking about with that fractal pattern, and we have this coming down like that. So right now, you know, it's not out of the realms of the cards of what Bitcoin's supposed to be doing here. I could even drag it right to there. So Bitcoin's been maintaining and holding up. So we had this support coming here. So support. We tapped it the whole way. So the whole way we tapped this as support. I can drag that up a little bit more. I can drag this up. Yeah, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times now in the past 90 days. 7 times we tapped this level as support, and we have this level coming up as support as well too. And we're on the 1 day 200 moving average as well. So we're on the 1 day 200 moving average as well at 25 23.3K is where it's sitting at. And that served as a level of resistance support. And then there was a capitulation moment. That was the scary moment for Bitcoin back in March 10th to March 13th. And then we shot up from that level. So like I said, if we break that 25.2K, it's likely we'll have a capitulation moment, probably down to that 23.5. We could even overshoot to 22.5 as far as a Bitcoin kind of scary moment, because the altcoins only are the ones that had the scary moment. Bitcoin didn't, but I'm not sure if it will or not. It doesn't seem like it will at this current time, but who knows as far as what could be released in early week next week. Right now, it does seem like it's holding it. We have confluence at certain support levels. We have the weekly 200 moving average. We have the daily 200 moving average acting as support. So that's what I'm watching as far as Bitcoin goes. We definitely want to see it hold where it's at, because if Bitcoin doesn't hold where it's at, the altcoins may come back down and retest kind of that scary moment as it did last night. But that's a buying opportunity, in my opinion, man. But only a buying opportunity for the coins that have a fundamental use case. They have traction. They have a solution that they're providing their company. They have the partners. They have the traction. They have a coin that's limited in supply but unlimited demand that is necessary in the function of their blockchain solution. Like, that's the thing. We need to be in the right coins during these times, 100%. So that's where we have for levels. Right now, we're holding it, but let's take a look as far as some other things. Right now, we do have some bullish divergence still as far as for Bitcoin goes, because we have a low in the TSI, a higher low right now, and we have a low and a lower low right now. We actually have some mini bullish divergence even here, because we have a low and then a lower low in the TSI right here. And then we have, and even in the MACD as well too, but right now we have a double bottom. So we have micro bullish divergence, medium bullish divergence, and we have macro bullish divergence as well too. So that's what I'm seeing for Bitcoin. And that's the daddy. That needs to hold where it's at as far as for market stability. So then let's go to total 3. So total 3 right now, 12-hour chart has a prepare to buy soon. It tapped the fib zone. If I go to the 1-day chart, right at that fib zone of the 4236, 3618 breakdown extension of the micro move. We're at the 2618 extension breakdown of the medium move, and we're at the 786 of the macro move, which started in January. So this is like a 180-day cycle from this low to this low where we're at right now as far as that goes. So then we have also a trend line support that's kind of coinciding with this level as well too. So this started back in April, where we were just kind of riding this area as support, and then we overshot capitulation moment, but the candle body is closing above it as we speak right now. So that's kind of more confluence to me as far as when you have that capitulation, like straight shoot down, and you have a nice buyback on the wick. Usually this is a bottom. Usually it's a bottom. So 12-hour chart. Right now, we are starting to level off, and let's look at the momentum here. Yeah, the 12-hour TSI is back down to levels I don't think we've even seen it before. Look at where the 12-hour TSI is at. The 12-hour TSI is at, I think, a level so undervalued that we haven't even seen it before. So this was just today. We go all the way back. The last time we seen the TSI at these levels, May 11, 2022, June 15, June 13, 2022. And then back here, January 2022. And then not back there, that was the MACD. And this is the total 3, so it doesn't stretch that much. But altcoin, this is the 4th time in history that altcoins have ever been this undervalued in all the past 3 years. So this is the 4th time right now. So if you take a look at the other times, right here, and where we're at right now. So that means we have hidden bullish divergence, because we're taking the other low that we had set, the first low, and now we're doing a double bottom. That was back in December-ish of 2022. And now, right now, we are in June and we have a lower TSI, so low and then lower low. But in the price action, we actually have a low and a higher low. So look at the past times where the total altcoin market caps were this oversold. I'm going to hide everything else. So it was right here, right? And then we rallied up. We did ultimately come back down, rallied up again. But this was in a bear market, the start of the bear market. And this coming from where we were at 1 trillion for the altcoins down to 625 trillion. Like that's a 40% dip in the altcoins. And we had the TSI that low, we popped up and recovered, and then we're only down like 20%. So that was a local bottom. We shot back up. right back to where the sell-off was, because we sold off, came right back to where it was. Then we had it again right here on the capitulation of the Luna time. And that was at this moment where we even wicked all the way down to here and we shot right back up. And that was a matter of us falling about 50%, 53% down, and then we shot right back up. Then our third time was back here at the bear market bottom in June of 2022. So we had a low there, and then we reclaimed right back to where we sold off from. And that was in August, just a month after, a month or two after. So where we're at right now in comparison is like, we're at a bottom. We're absolutely at a bottom, in my opinion. And this is a buying opportunity of a lifetime right now before we go into the biggest bull market in crypto's history, especially for those select altcoins that have an actual use case and utility. So right now, being at where we're at, yeah, I'm going to be a buyer. I'm definitely going to be a buyer, and I'm definitely going to consolidate maybe some coins into coins that I believe can stand any more kind of regulation or compliance or whatever it may be. So getting on reputable platforms and getting into reputable coins is the move right now. Playing it more safe, but also not shying away and panic selling, thinking that the sky's falling. This is where millionaires are made. So looking at that 12-hour TSI, the past 4 times in history, seeing it over there, and even just like not seeing it at all during this time. I think actually there was one more time. There was a couple more times that didn't load. It was here, and then it was here as well too, that we touched that level in the TSI. Look at these last time. Bottom, called the bottom here after selling off a ton, shot back up. And then right here, called the bottom after selling off a ton and shot right back up. Guys, you don't want to sit on your hands during this time period. This is what you want. You want a market-wide capitulation for altcoins to be able to back up the truck like this. Because a lot of people right now, it's the weekend, they're probably doing this, that, and the other thing. And they're looking at the Coinbase and they're panic selling. They don't know what to do. They're scared because of the narrative right now, but you want to be greedy when other people are fearful. So let's go into the fear and greed indicator and the bonus indicator and take a look at that and where it's at. So actually there was one other time where the 12-hour chart was at that TSI level, and that was right here, which was it was right here. It was each dip. So dip, bought back up. That the 12-hour TSI at that level called the bottom went up. Same with here, went up, same with here, and then we just shot up. It was up only. So let's take a look at the 1-day chart. So we're still in neutral territory as far as the fear and greed, but let's look at the normal Bitcoin one. So yeah, we're at neutral. We're at 49 right now. So maybe it hasn't registered with people yet, or maybe just it seems like the sky has fallen more than it actually is. But yeah, so we're seeing that we're neutral in the fear and greed right now. The next update though does take place in 1 hour and 37 minutes. We'll have to see how that pans out. But yeah, so let's now go into, we covered the dollar, we covered kind of the June 9th, June 12th kind of fractal pattern that we laid out weeks ago. We covered altcoins, we covered those. So now let's go into XRP, XLM, let's go into Flare, let's cover BNB as well too and see where those are at. And then let's take a look at the market as a whole and see if there's any opportunities here. So let's go to XRP. XRP is maintained. It is held up nice. XRP. Oh, one thing about XRP is, let's take a look. So Link 2 provides private equity. So you can invest in Ripple, like their stock. You can invest in the company here. And I'm going to show you kind of where the price of their stock's at. So Ripple's stock is at $55. It's at $55 and it's been going up. So it's consistently been going up. Just a week ago or 2 weeks ago, it was at like $28, $30. Yeah. And so with all this going on and Ripple's private equity is going up through the roof, there's definitely some insiders that know that Ripple may, something's going to happen this week or very, very soon that's going to be in favor of Ripple and their company. So with their share prices basically doubling, and then basically with XRP holding its own up here, I mean, it's almost back at 51 cents right now. And then also looking at how the whole altcoin market likely has bottomed right now, looking at how Bitcoin's holding up fine, looking at these cycles with the dollar and it rolling over and the 90-day cycles and then the June 9, June 12 fractal patterns, XRP is showing a lot of strength. And I've been showing the fractal pattern as far as XRP goes with this and the 12-day chart on a macro time frame. And it could very well be right on track to do this. Could very well be right on track to do this. So we're going to take a look at this fractal pattern as well too and see if we're still on par with it. But the 12-day chart, I mean, we're still following it to a T. We still have 7 days left for this. And we have the stock RSI still crossed up. We have the TSI still going vertical, ready to go through that zero line. And we see that XRP is holding its own right now, and it's at 51 cents, and it's getting above these key levels and came back down to retest 47.5, 48 cents, a level that we outlined that if it gets rejected from that critical hot zone, the fib forecaster level. Let me throw that up. So we had this critical level for XRP that we needed to get above. We've been saying it. And we tested it once, we tested it twice, we tested it yesterday, and it got rejected off it. So it was only likely that it was going to come down to test the 48 cent level upon a rejection of this level. We did that. We held that support, and right now we're seeing a nice candle come in. So if we can get back above 51.12, preferably 51.5, even better, getting above 52 cents, then we are very well much on our way to do that pattern that I'd outlined here. And we have 7 days left for that to take place. So on the 12-hour chart, XRP is holding up great. On the 1-day chart, look at that wick just getting bought right back up and testing that 50 moving average here. Plus, we have a trend line from that wick right here to this wick right here to this wick right here, holding beautifully. So holding that beautifully. We've had the stock RSI cool off. We have the TSI. It's actually now crossed down, but that can happen. You can see a cross down or close to a cross down. See these times where they cross down just momentarily, and then we just shot back up, cross down momentarily, shot back up, momentarily shot back up. This was close, shot back up. This can happen though. So that can happen. So let's go out to the 3-day. We're still crossed up. Let's go out to the 2-day. We're still crossed up, even though we're pulling back a little bit right now. The 4-day still crossed up. 5-day still crossed up. 6 days still crossed up. 1 week still crossed up. We're still right on trend. So XRP, given that Ripple stock is doubled, and XRP is holding up great within this market-wide sell-off, especially when it comes to it being the SEC narrative and kind of enforcement actions against these other tokens. Somebody knows that XRP is going to be there, and Ripple are going to be on the right side of this case this week or in the next couple of weeks. So this is all holding up nicely. And I may think about converting some coins that probably have some weakness in them and may not recover as well in a market-wide kind of rally into XRP, and really kind of consolidate the holdings at this time into more kind of safe, secure coins. There's nothing wrong with doing that until the dust settles. And then once the whole market as a collective starts to rally up and it starts to be a clear alt season, then getting back into those coins, then taking dabbles at, some more riskier plays might be the move at that point. But right now it's not the move. It goes back to that document, the Stargate's portfolio rebalancing, reconstruction, portfolio methodology, and trading strategy document, as far as having your core asset, XRP, being used as your base currency and stable value, having most into that coin, and then your complementary asset, XLM, like the silver to the gold acting as like your portfolio stability. It's like some use it as Bitcoin. Some people would use it as like a digital gold or a tokenized gold. For me, it's going to be XRP. For some people, it might just have in USD, but I would rather have it in XRP. And then if I see opportunity, take from XRP to jump on those rather than just have USD or Bitcoin sitting in as my biggest holding, right? So that's how I go about it. So if you don't already have this Stargate 2023 game plan document, you should. It's in the Discord. It's sent to you. It's in the Step into Stargate onboarding program as well too. And fill this in however it kind of fits in your book. You have your concierge assets. You have your rounding out the pie assets, and definitely like having the strategy in your portfolio constructed in the right way is very critical. It's very key. So definitely reach out to me if you're a Stargate VIP to get this and to fill it in. We could run through it together. We could do a whole group session on it, whatever that will make things better for you guys. And if you're not a VIP, then join the Discord, links in the bio, and request to become one. Now's the time to do it, because if you're out in this crypto madness alone, you could get swallowed up. But being with a nice tribe, a nice group to kind of go through all this shit together, it's the best value you could get out there. But I've been through a lot of these moments, a lot of these times on my own when, back in 2016, 2018, 2019, 2020, all through the past 7 years. And there was nobody at the time to kind of understand where you're at, or understand the implications, or understand the impact that this can have on your day-to-day life when you see your coins down. But now it's 2023 and there's a whole lot of people, this group that we have with Stargate, we can be there for each other and hold our hands through any kind of, emotional kind of times like this right now. But I will say that this is the time where you don't sell, and this is the time where you really hunker down and buckle up, because what comes next is a massive, massive rally for the whole market as a whole, and definitely for select coins that have utility and have the partnerships, have the traction, right? So I've seen days where everything's been down 60%. This is a walk in the park in my book. So if this is your first big market-wide sell-off, you're getting your bones, because get used to it, because there's going to be a lot more. There's going to be huge market-wide sell-offs and huge market-wide rips. You can't just have one. It's got to be balanced out. And during those huge market-wide sell-offs, those are the times to buy. And during the huge market-wide rips, those are the times to sell. And if you're in Stargate and you have the Stargate signals indicators, and you needed a simple kind of relaxed strategy, you feel overwhelmed tracking this and being on top of it every day, then reach out to me. Let me know. We could do a whole group session on it, because there are strategies that you could do with the Stargate indicator that's more hands off. It's more zoomed out. It's less day to day and more kind of waiting for the signal to flash on a higher time frame, a medium time frame. The hardest trade at a time could be not taking one. And this simple Stargate strategy that we'll show you guys will have that integrated in, where if a signal doesn't flash, you're not doing anything. You're waiting for a 1 day, a 2 day, a 3 day buy to buy with 15% of your portfolio. You're waiting for a 1 day, 2 day, and 3 day to sell with 15% of your portfolio. If there is no signal, then you're not doing anything and you're just waiting for that signal to flash. We can have it set up so it sends right to your phone as a text message, and you don't even have to look at the crypto market until you get that text message. So we can talk about setting up that simple strategy for you guys to be more hands off and more, because if this is too much for you right now emotionally, then take a break. Take a break as far as not looking at your portfolio. Take a break as far as not looking at crypto Twitter. Take a break as far as not looking at TradingView, right? And just take a little time off away from it for a week max. I mean, just take a break. You might need 24 hours to just cool yourself off, but don't get down in the dumps over this stuff, because if you're too down in the dumps over it, then you're missing the potential opportunity that could arise from it. So trust me when I say that we're on top of it. We're watching the market. And right now, what I believe is we're going to see a complete turnaround. We're going to see some sort of news that gets announced that will ultimately do what XRP just did and just have it rocket it back up. XRP's at 0.5115 right now, right? It went all the way down to 47.5 cents and it is right back up to where it's at. So these coins are going to do that. They're going to be like a yo-yo back and forth. And if it's too much for you for the day-to-day, then zoom out a little bit. Go to the 3-day chart. Wait for those signals to flash and you'll do just fine. So you could set up an alert. So when it flashes a 1-day buy now, it sends you a text, and you see that, you just buy with 15% of your holdings or your USD, and then you wait. You get another text in, buy on a 1-day XRP. You put 15% more in. You see another text, you put 15% more in for a buy. Then it says 1 day, sell now. Then you sell 15% out. Then it says to buy 1 day, 15% back in. If this were to flash a 1 day, sell now, you take 15% out. And then you don't have to be in the day-to-day miss of it. And you're just waiting for your text to tell you 1 day, sell now. You know what to do, 15% in, 15% out, 1 day, buy now, 50% in. And you just follow that strategy, and it's way more hands off, and you'll make more profits doing it rather than being sucked in on the day-to-day. Anything on a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day higher is less stress and more life, and being richer in the sense of having all your time, having peace of mind, waiting just till you get that text and not feeling like you're missing out and feeling overwhelmed that you're not doing everything that you should be doing. So we'll set that strategy up for all our VIP. But XLM right now, well, XRP looking fine at the moment. We want to see it hold that 49-cent level. If it does come back down, 48 cent, if it does come back down, if we take this low right here to this high where we're at, we could come down to 46.5. We could even come down to around 44 cents if it's going to keep pulling down, if we're going to see a more kind of scare events pull us down here. But I believe that we could have already seen that bottom. It was quick. And right now we're still holding that trend line support. Now we had this trend line support coming up. We have the body holding the candle body right now holding above it as we speak. So a little fake breakdown to being bought right back up. We're holding above it as we speak. So that is all good in the XRP front. If we take a look at XLM and we go to a 1-day chart, we're seeing we probably tested the 786. So we had said that, hey, if you don't hold here, it's likely we're going to come down to the 786 on the macro fib, and likely that would be the bottom. So if we take that low right here to this high, that's exactly where we came down to. It's exactly where we came down to. So very close to it, I would say. Well, let me go to a 12-hour chart. Yeah, so we have this low right down here. And this was the start of January 2023. We had this low to the high. We came down to the 70, like a hair away from the 786. But if we take this low from back in March, so that March sell-off phase, we came right down to the 786 here. So let me hide the indicator right here, and you can see that from this low to this high, we came right down to the 786, and we're at that point right now. So that was not out of the realms of expectation. It was like a 5-8% move down. And right now we have 12-hour prepare to buy soons coming in. We have 9-hour prepare to buy soons here. We have 6-hour prepare to buy soons here. And we have an 8-hour prepare to buy soon. And it looks like we're rallying back up. And if we can get back above 0.082, which we're at right now, and hold above it on this daily close, then we'd be holding that 786. We're right at it to a T from this low to this high. We have the 786 candle body close right there right now. So definitely a steal of a deal right now for some of these coins like XLM, like XRP. H-bar, a steal of a deal. Flare, a steal of a deal. So XLM, where it's at, all good. We're at the 786. There's no issues there. And we have this trend line coming down that we tap to a T. So taking these lows from April, from May, and then to now, we've held support, and we tap that as support on a descending trend line coming down. So what I want to see out of XLM for a real big shoot up here to get back above 10 cents, 10.5 cents, is for us to reclaim above this kind of broadening descending wedge here, which would then bring us up likely to 10.5 cents, which would be the 786 from this high down to this low here, to the upside. And if we can break above that, then we'll start to moon up to 15, 18 cents. But where we're at right now, it's not anything out of the ordinary. We're going to see stuff like this. But let's look at the bottom indicators here. And we are seeing some bullish divergence right now because we have this low that we set, and we're doing a higher low at the moment. And we had a low and lower low right now. So this to me seems like a market manipulation at its finest. And it's on the weekend as well too. Usually pumps on the weekend, you want to discount, or dumps on the weekend, you want to discount, because also remember the Bitcoin futures gap. So if we go to BTC futures, so we're definitely going to have a gap here because we're at 25,800 on the regular Bitcoin chart, but on the Bitcoin futures, it's at 26,475. So we're going to have a gap here, and we're probably going to fill it comes Sunday, Monday, when this opens back up. But and that will result, if Bitcoin's bouncing up, the altcoins are bouncing up. And if the dollar rolls over, Bitcoin's going up, then the altcoins are going back up. And given everything that I shared today, it seems like that's going to be the case. So let's go to XLM, I believe, is bottom. I believe everything is bottom. If we're looking at Flare actually came and tested the 1618 breakdown extension here. So we had this low to this high for Flare back around March. Like at the same level, the shakeout March 13th date, we had that low to the high that we set around April 1st. And then we couldn't hold that 786. So where did we break right down to? The 1618 extension. So given where Flare's at, right now, and kind of over the past couple of days, we've been sprinkling into it and kind of converting some coins into it. I like where it's at. And plus the passive strategy, getting a lot of Flare right now, given its low price, and given that it's at this key level of 1618 breakdown extension, given that it has a 6-day prepare to buy soon, a 5-day prepare to buy soon, a 3-day prepare to buy, 4-day prepare to buy soon, 3-day prepare to buy soon, 2-day prepare to buy soon, and 1-day prepare to buy soon, right? And us being at this level, and then the 12-hour prepare to buy soon and buy now likely going to come in here pretty soon. Yeah, we have another 12-hour prepare to buy soon. Yeah, 12-hour prepare to buy soons have not yet flashed that 12-hour buy now. It's very likely once that 12-hour buy now flashes, we're going to rally right back up, and we could go up around 40%. 50% on Flare, and getting the coins now rather than later much higher, that will enable you to have more passive income as far as for the Flare passive strategy as well too. So what I did was over the past couple of days, converted some coins into Flare and getting that certain amount that I want to hold for Flare for the long term. And on a monthly basis, any of that Flare drop is going to be used to buy back in on some of these tokens that I converted out of. So some XLM, I'll use the Flare monthly to buy. Some XRP, I'll use the Flare monthly to buy. And then you'll be able to take some of that monthly from the Flare passive income, use that to buy some of your long-term blue chip coins, use that to pay some bills, use that for some dry powder in case of any market-wide sell-offs as well too. So I think doubling down on that Flare passive strategy will be, a beautiful plan as far as being able to take advantage of that big monthly payout over the next 30 months. For situations like this, when there's a huge market-wide sell-off, you're building up a stack as far as every time you get that monthly payout, you're putting into USD, you're putting in XRP, or you're putting into tokenized gold, and you're waiting for moments like this. Because if this is ultimately the bottom of the total three, so all the altcoins, getting into the one that's going to pay you on a monthly basis a handsome amount over the next 30 months, on a monthly basis, you can just use that monthly reward to then just get back into these coins and get into opportunities rather than taking from your other coins. So I think that's a move. BNB is on my radar as far as if we're going to still see a market-wide sell-off, then I want to definitely short BNB. Definitely going to short BNB if we still see this continued market-wide sell-off. Right now, we're at that key level from this low to this high, touch the 702, a little bit lower, 218, we're at the 786. And if we see the momentum continue to the downside, then it's likely going to have a big 50% drop at the minimum. So on a 10x short, that's around a 5x gain. So I'm eyeing BNB heavy for any news narratives, news events, anything that could negatively impact it, as well as for a break of that key level. And I have it, dry powder locked and loaded on Femex to take that short in the event that happens. So it's not something that I'm looking to do right now, but it's something that's on the radar if we do see some more downside over this coming week. So that's for BNB. So yeah, guys, that is my thoughts on the market at this time. I think I sent out an email campaign, a newsletter as well too. So this was on June 6th, about 4 days ago. I had said that I gave a little prediction as far as a black swan turned golden swan and seeing a potential resolution of the XRP Ripple case versus SEC. Regulatory clarity, some rules of the road coming into the market, and then that being what shoots cryptos up out of this lull. And it'll be a golden swan moment, and especially for XRP. And it may not necessarily play out like this exactly, but all I know is these next 11 days look immensely spicy for the crypto space at large, and definitely does. So we've seen the market-wide sell-off. What are you going to do about it, right? Are you going to just kind of sit out and keep on holding tight? Or are you going to put some more money in? Are you going to look at maybe consolidating down on the coins? You got to ask yourself these questions over this weekend, because come Monday, when markets start to open back up, it's going to start to get very volatile, and it's going to be the key moment where whether we're going to have that big bounce back up or if we're going to still roll back over. So definitely get into the Discord. Link will be in the bio. Ask these questions. We'll be answering them all over the weekend. And yeah, so that's it. Any questions, leave a comment, leave a like, and then I will see you guys in the Discord.